Alright, so before we go ahead and get started making this awesome, delicious Spanish rice, I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'll be using for my rice. So here we have some rice. Then back here I have some garlic powder, and I suggest garlic powder and not garlic salt. Then here is some black pepper, and then some tomato sauce, a cube of chicken bouillon, some salt, and I use EVOO, which is extra virgin olive oil, but if you want to use vegetable oil or whatever you have, go ahead and use that. So those are the ingredients you'll need. Let's go ahead and get started making this rice. And I'm going to start making my Spanish rice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit of EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do, I think, like 2.5 cups rice. So I put about 2.5 cups of rice, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm also going to add about a small handful of onions. Put another one. So just a full handful of onions, depending on how much you like. So I'm just going to continue on mixing it. So what you want to do here is you want to fry your rice, and you want it to come to about a golden color. Right now I have this on medium heat. I'm just going to go ahead and let this brown. So it's going to brown for about 10 minutes, depending on the heat. I never really time myself. I'm really just giving you guys the time to try and help you out. I pretty much eyeball everything, and I never really measure anything. But for the sake of this Spanish rice tutorial, I wanted to give you guys almost proper measurements, because I don't think I'm going to measure the seasoning. Because when you're Mexican, or when you're a cook, okay, don't even have to be Mexican, but when you're a cook, you don't use measurements. You just cook. You cook from the heart. You cook with love. I'm snacking on some strawberries right now. Alright, so this is the stage that you want your rice to be at. You're going to want it to be a golden brown. It might be showing up a little lighter on camera because of the lighting. However, it is a golden brown. I'm not sure if you can see it, but golden brown. And then, so at this point, you're going to want to go ahead and add your water. So I'm going to add, I did 2.5 cups of rice. So I'm going to go ahead and add 4 to 5 cups of water. Alright, so here's 2 cups of water. I'm going to go ahead and add another 2. Alright, so here's another 2 cups. Alright, so here's 5 cups of water. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this come to a boil. So right now I have my heat set to high. Okay, so at this point my heat is on high. I want my broth to come to a boil, and I'm going to start adding in my seasonings. So I'm going to start with salt. I'd say I add about 2 teaspoons of salt. You can go ahead and taste it if you like, see if you need more salt. Always under season before you over season, because you cannot take away, but you can always add. Just a quick little tip. Now I'm going to go in with my pepper, and I add a teaspoon of pepper. I don't like tons of pepper in my rice. I just like it as a background flavor. Just a little bit of something, a little bit of razzle dazzle. So here I'm just mixing it in. Okay, so at this point I'm going to go ahead and add in a tablespoon of garlic powder. I really enjoy the taste of the garlic in my rice. So I also want to go ahead and mention quickly that I already added my chicken bouillon, but somehow I lost the clip of me adding my chicken bouillon. So just go ahead and add your chicken bouillon. Once you add in your garlic powder, just give it a good mix. Let it all come together. Now I'm going to add my tomato sauce. I'm going to add probably half the can. And the rest I just put into a Tupperware and save it for another day. If I'm not going to use it anytime soon, then I'll go ahead and freeze it. That's a little tip that I have. If you don't use all your sauce, you can go ahead and freeze it if you're not going to use it like the next day or something. So yeah, go ahead and put about half of the can. Now if you're making more rice, then you obviously double up the ingredients. But I'm just making 2.5 cups, so I don't need that much tomato sauce. So now at this point, go ahead and taste your broth. Taste it. Come on, I need to move out my way. There you go. So make sure you don't burn yourself. That's good. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more salt, just a little bit. So I would say I add about 2 teaspoons of salt altogether. So now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to cover it. You're going to bring it down to medium heat. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it down to, now I'm going to bring it down between medium and low heat. So right in the middle of that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this cook for about 15 minutes. So go ahead and set your alarm for 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes is done, your rice is good to go. Alright, so the 15 minutes is up, so yes. Here's what it looks like, and it looks so good. Now, when my rice is cooking, I don't bother it at all. I let it do its thing. I don't mix it. I don't do anything to it. I just, once I put the lid on and it's time for it to go for its 15 minutes, I just let it do its thing. Don't lift the lid. Don't do anything. I just leave it alone. So that's what I suggest you do. Don't mix it. I find like when you do mix it and stuff like that, that it makes the rice a little mushy, and I don't like that. So I let it go, I let it do its thing. So now I'm going to turn off the heat. 15 minutes is up and your rice is all ready to be served up. So let's go ahead and let's serve it up. Alright you guys, so here's the final product. I went ahead and grilled up some chiles because we're going to have this with some mole. So there's your end results, nice and hot. Every grain of rice is cooked. Try out my recipe, and if you like it, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you tried it and let me know if you like it. So bon appetit, you guys.